Yeah. Hi all. So we are looking about our front-end related technology. So in our last class, what first we have seen our front-end related technology and our back-end related technology. So we are learning our full stack development. So any developer who knows our front end as well as our backend related technology as well as database. So technology and framework knows anybody know front end and backend and database is called our full stack developer. So this is a kind of full stack development we are learning. This is our current market demanding. So over the front end side, we use some technology, we use some framework library. So our end user will be interacted in our front end technology. So you can see your Flipkart related application or Amazon or Make My Trip, any kind of application. So we are interacting. So it is our front end view. So all the technology for creating this kind of view like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, JQuery, Bootstrap. So a lot of technology we are going to use for creating this kind of view. So it comes under our front end part where end user will interact and our data are coming from server. So all the data we are looking, it is coming from server side. So we have to write our backend programming, backend development. So data will be processed over backend side. Data will be persisted under our database. So it will be stored permanently under our database, but data will be stored. We will access our data from our backend system. So we will create the API. So if we are developing, we are doing work over the backend system. So over the backend, we are learning our core Java. It comes under our J2SE technology, our advanced Java like our servlet, our web services. So it comes under our J2EE. So this is the technology. So our core Java, advanced Java, usually we say it comes under the J2SE, J2EE technology. We can create our mobile application. So it comes under the our J2ME technology. So we learn for creating our backend system. So our core Java. So where we are learning. So we are creating the program, we are executing our program and we are getting some output in our system. So in the J2EE, so servlet is a one technology. So with the help of servlet, we can create a web application. Remember this point, we can create a web application or we can create a web services. So this two terminology you will always heard this kind of this two kind of terminology, web application and web services. So with the help of servlet we can create so servlet and JSP and a lot of things. It comes under the J2EE and J2ME. We can create the mobile related application. But when we work in the industry, so we use a Spring framework. We use advanced module of our Spring framework of our Spring Boot, and currently we use a Spring Cloud. With a microservices architecture. So it is a one kind of architecture. So we will see later this thing. So over the backend system, we have to use this kind of technology and framework. So we learn the technology, but we work over the framework. So similarly, over the front end side where end user will be interacted, so we should know HTML, we should know CSS, we should know JavaScript. So this is a core, this is a foundation of any front end related technology. So with the help of HTML, we will create the layout. We will create the layout. So we have to create a enterprise application. So always I have explained, ultimately we have to create a enterprise application. So there are the multiple type of application: standalone application, distributed application. So standalone application will work only single system, only single machine, like our notepad, MS Office related software. So it comes under the our standalone application. But our if our software are working multiple system, it is called our distributed system. So in the distributed system, multiple machine will be there, and they will communicate to each other. So it comes under the our distributed system. So we can create a web application in distributed system, or we can create web services. So under the core Java, we are executing our programming in our system only. So just we are creating some standalone application, because we are writing the program and we are taking all the input in our system. But our application is capable for communicating with other machine within the network or outside the network. So our application would be either a web application or web services. It could be anything, web application or web services. So under the our web application or web services, we will share some resources. We will share some resources. So these resources will be in the form of HTML, CSS, JavaScript over the network. So if we are accessing anything, so we are accessing this Flipkart related application, so we are getting some resources. So we are hitting our server, and from the server a lot of resources are coming over the browser. So we can see, just we have to put F12 in our system, or uh, right click over the browser. So under the source you can see. So this is our resources. For whatever you are looking over the browser, all the files like our HTML, JS, CSS files will be there inside the our source. So all the content we can see under the our source. So with the help of this source, the page will be there. Our presentation page will be there. So data will be coming from the server. All resources are coming from the server, and we are getting this resource HTML, CSS, JavaScript file will be there over the browser. So with the help of HTML, we can create the layout. So HTML is one markup language. So with the help of HTML, we can create the layout. So first we will understand about our HTML. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So HTML, we can create the layout with the help of our HTML. So we can define some skeleton. So always we have to create, mostly we have to create an enterprise application, so that we can perform some business. Our client will do some business. Our application will work for doing some business. So we will send some request from any website or any web application, and our there are the multiple user. who can purchase the product, who can do some online shopping, who can book some ticket. So our application will be use some business. So it is called the enterprise application. So whatever the things we are learning, our front end or back end, so we will do some business. So our application will be enterprise application. So our application should be interactive. Our end user will see our presentation layer. Always end user will see your presentation layer. So our application should be responsive, look and feel should be very good. If you are clicking anywhere, our response will come, should come in less time. So for defining the layout, we have to use HTML. So layout means what? So in the any web application, you can see some header, you can see some footer, you can see some main page. So our header part, our footer part, our navigation bar, our main page, we can create a form, we can create a button and lot of things. With the help of HTML, we can create a multiple things. So it is called our layout. So whenever we are designing any web page, so first we have to define our layout. So this area will define as a our header, this area will be defined as a footer. So in last we will see this is our footer part. All the information will be there. Company rated detail, this is our header part, where our login and more detail, this is our main page. So it is a common things in the all the application. So we can define the our layout. And our application web application will be two types. It will be, one is a static application and another one is our dynamic application. So if we are talking about the web technology, so we can create two type of application: static application or dynamic application. So static application, that means what? Static application means our data will be static. So static page will be there, fixed detail will be there. For example, if we are talk about W3 school, so this website just giving some information. We cannot manipulate the data. We cannot change the data. Just whatever the information we can read. So this is our static page. Information will be fixed. But if we talk about our Flipkart, so I can put some input and I will search. So data will be rendering accordingly, whatever we are searching. So we are putting something. So our data will be respond like that. If we are clicking on our some product or some like I am clicking over my mobile tablet, so our data will be rendering our mobile data. I am clicking on any of the mobile, any of the product, so our data will be rendering like that. So this page will be dynamic page, data will be changed as per our whatever we are clicking or searching or sorting. We can do anything with the data. So data will be rendered over the page, it will be manipulate the data. So it is our dynamic page. And static page means what? Information will be fixed. So for example, our W3 school, Java T point, so whatever the total related website, so it contained our static page. And our dynamic application, it will contain static page as well as dynamic page. Dynamic means if anything are changing at runtime, so we call the dynamic. So data will be changing over the same page. So we call the dynamic page. So data will be changed. So usually we create a static application or dynamic application. So we called website. If we are creating website, that means we are creating some information. So it comes under our website. But if we are creating dynamic application, so we create a web application. Keep your mind, website means static resources will be there, information will be fixed, but a web application data will be changed. So as we are working, we are going to work as a full stack developer. So always we will create a web application. So our application will be as a we will work over the web application where our data will be changed over the browser as per our requirement, as per our development data will be changed. So for creating the web application, under the web application, there will be static page will be there and there will be dynamic page will be there. So for creating static page, just HTML and CSS is enough for creating static page. But dynamic page, so we can use HTML, CSS as well as JavaScript. So for creating the dynamic page, we should have JavaScript for manipulating the data over the page, manipulating the DOM. DOM is a one terminology I will explain. Or our earlier technology JSP, our outdated technology JSF, JSP and JSF currently outdated in the market. We don't write, but with the help of JSP and JSF, we can create the dynamic page. So under the our web application, we have to write JSP and JSF for creating the dynamic page. So it is outdated currently. We don't use, but we can create a dynamic page. Data will be changed under the our pages, or with the help of JavaScript we can manipulate the data under our HTML CSS, so we can create the dynamic page. So it is a something about our static content and our dynamic content. So as a full stack developer in the industry, we will mostly work over the web application. So we get some freelancing project or some tutorial related website or some company related website. So we created some website where we have to create few pages, just giving some information. But in the industry, we always work under the dynamic application, under the web application, because our application will be used for doing some client business. It could be some banking, it could be some healthcare, it could be some networking, anything, any domain will be there. So we will work over the web application. So backend side data will come with the help of Spring Boot or Spring MVC, any technology, data will come. If we are using Python related technology, so Python related framework will be there. If you are using .NET related technology, so over the backend system, data will come over the front end system, and we have to consume the data and we have to show a particular data over the page. So for creating the page, we have to learn HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So first we will learn our simple pages, then we will integrate with our backend system. So after some time we will integrate with our backend system, our front end part and our backend part, our integration part will be there. But first we have to understand the concept of the our front end technology. So keep your mind, we are learning full stack development. So we are learning backend as well as front end. So backend system data will come from our backend system, and we have to show our data with the help of our front-end technology. So how data will be rendering, how data will be show, so we will see. So application is two type. If data is fixed, so our page will be static page and we will talk a website. But web application means our page won't be static, data will be manipulated over the page. I tell you our make my trip. This is our application. So you can see this is our some detail of the hotel. I will search the hotel detail. So this hotel detail you can see, but I want to filter my data or I am performing sorting. So this is the my sorting user rating price. So I am performing sorting. So our data will be changed according to our requirement. So I want sorting my data based on the price. So my data is manipulated. So something is happening over the page, but the page is not reloading. Page is same, just data will be rendered. So you will see under the our this section data will be changed. So it is called a dynamic. We can change the, we can manipulate the our data over the page. So it is called dynamic page. Dynamic page means it will be changeable. We can change the portion of the page. So whenever we are creating any website or web application, so first we have to create some prototype. So under the prototype we have to define. So this will be our navigation bar. This will be our header. This will be our navigation bar. This section will be a footer. This will be our main page, and some portion we will reserve for our marketing. So first we have to create a prototype. Prototype means our what our application is going to see to end user. So we defined some prototype. So this will be our navigation bar. This will be our header. This will be our footer. So we can define. So one tool is there for defining the prototype, Figma. So for creating any website or a web application, so over the architecture level, our client level, they will decide our look and field. So what should be the prototype of our application? So how our main page will be there. After clicking another page will be there. So we have to define some prototype. So we design our page. After that, our web development team, our multimedia team will create the pages. So they will decide some prototype. So like this is our mobile application. So when I log in my application, any application, so our page, this is our landing page. So it should be looks like that. So after I will click in this button, so this thing will be showing. This thing will be showing. So we have to define first a prototype before creating any web pages or any website. So we define the prototype, and what will be see after clicking this button, our page will be navigated. So some software will be there. One Figma software you can design your prototype. So a lot of thing will be there, we can design. So with the help of this software we can design our prototype, but this is architect level, our client level things. Just we have to create. Just we have to create our HTML, CSS, and JavaScript as our development level, front end levels. Just we have to understand. So with the help of HTML, we can define the layout. With the help of CSS, with the help of CSS, we can design our page. We can design our page, and with the help of JavaScript, we can manipulate our HTML, CSS related DOM. We can manipulate the DOM. Very important. We can manipulate DOM. So DOM means everything over the web page is a one object. So we call the DOM document object model. So we can manipulate our DOM, our HTML, CSS related object over the web page, over the browser. So with the help of a JavaScript, we can manipulate the DOM. We can insert anything, we can delete anything, we can modify our DOM. We can perform DOM. Apart from that, we can write our business logic. We can write our business logic. So JavaScript is a one kind of our programming language. JavaScript is a one kind of our programming language. So it is a scripting language. It won't be compiled. It will be executed directly. So JavaScript is a one programming language. So with the help of JavaScript, our program will be executed over the browser. Under the web application, we use this language. So it is a client side language, but in current market situation, JavaScript is not a client side language. JavaScript we can use client side. JavaScript we can use and server side as well. So JavaScript client side and server side, both the side we can use. So in the uh, earlier, JavaScript is responsible for creating the dynamic web pages. It will be executed only client side over the browser. But current market situation, current market, we are having some technology like Node.js, Express.js, Next.js. So JavaScript is using as a backend side as well. So currently we are using Spring Boot, our uh, Servlet at a backend system, but we can use JavaScript as well as our backend system. But we have to use this JavaScript framework, our Node.js, our Express.js, Next.js. We can create the application. So only Java, only with the help of JavaScript, we can work a front end side as well as back end side. So in the current market, we have already seen min stack developer or Mirna stack developer. So Mirna means our min means our MongoDB plus our Express.js plus Angular plus Node.js. So our MongoDB will be used as a database. Our Express.js is a one framework based on JavaScript. Our Angular is a framework based on JavaScript, TypeScript and JavaScript. TypeScript and JavaScript a bit same. It is a superset. And Node.js is a one platform for executing our server side programming, backend side programming. It is a one kind of platform. It is a depends on JavaScript. So everything we can handle with the help of JavaScript or and under the our MongoDB, we will store data in the form of the JSON. So JSON is the JavaScript object. So JavaScript object notation we called. So everything we can do with the help of JavaScript. So things will be same in our Mirna stack. Just instead of Angular, we have to use React. So if we are learning only JavaScript, so we can work front end side as well as back end side. JavaScript can work both the side in current market, in current technology, in current scenario. So backend side we can use JavaScript as well as front end side we can use JavaScript, but we are learning our full stack development. So we are going to use our front end part. So and our back end part. So over the front end part, we are going to learn our HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and our framework like Angular. So front end side we are going to learn, but backend side we are going to learn our Java related technology like servlet, like our Spring framework. So Spring MVC will be there, Spring REST will be there. It is a module of the Spring. So we will create a backend system with the help of this particular framework. So we are not going to use our Node.js or Express.js. So we are learning Java for developing our backend system. But we can develop our backend system with the help of JavaScript as well. So these two things we are looking in the market. You already seen this kind of terminology: mean stack developer, Mirna stack developer, full stack development. So it is also full stack development, but all the layers we will use only JavaScript programming language, front end as well as back end. So just we have to learn a JavaScript and we can work anywhere, front end as well as back end as well as database side as well. But if you are learning about our full stack development with Java. So backend system, we are learning Java related technology. So we have to learn core Java first, then we have to learn technology and framework. And front end side, we have to learn JavaScript, then we have to learn technology. So we have to put some extra effort. And our database side, we are going to use Oracle, MySql. So it comes under our structured database. So uh, over the front end side, we can use anything. Over the back end side, we can use anything. But if we are learning Java programming language, so over the banking domain side, backend system will be created with the help of our Java related framework. It is more secure. And if we are learning a Java, so lot of framework, technology, tools, it depends on the Java programming language. Our system will be robust, scalable, lot of thing we will get if you are using Java programming language in our backend system. We can use this thing But if a large scale application, a microservices based application, if scalability very high, we want to create a robust system, it should be high performable, and fault tolerance will be there. If any issue come, so it we should be resolved quickly. So backend system should be with the help of our Java related framework like Spring Boot, microservices, Spring Cloud we have to use. So we will learn the front end technology. So we have to learn a JavaScript for creating front end technology separately, and backend system we have to learn our Java programming language. So we are learning two programming language differently. If we are learning only JavaScript, so with the help of Express.js, Node.js, Next.js. So there are the few framework, JavaScript framework. So we can create a backend system as well. There is no issue. But we are learning full stack development with Java. So we are learning full stack development with Java. We are not learning main stack or main stack. So we can use front end side anywhere, anything, and we can use a backend side anything. So yeah, we don't have to bother. Backend system should be in the Java programming language. In the current situation, we can call backend system Java based programming language plus .NET programming language plus Python related programming language related framework will be there. So it could be anything in backend side. We are learning with the help of Java, but we can use anything in microservices architecture. We can use anything in our backend system. Some services will be there with the help of Java we have created. Some services will be there with the help of .NET we have created. So we can use any kind of technology in backend system, but we are learning Java. We have to pro with Java. We have to strong with Java. So I will use Java programming language because I know Java programming language. But we can use any technology in our backend system. So it will be something about backend system and something about our front end system. So over the front end, we will create layout with the help of HTML. We will design our application with the help of CSS. We will beautify our application with the help of CSS, and we will apply some business logic over the page. So we have to use JavaScript. So JavaScript, we will apply some business logic, like we will apply some data validation. We will apply some remote call. So our front end technology will call our backend technology. So with the help of Ajax. So we will see this kind of concept promise. So Ajax, Promise, our Fetch API. So a lot of things we are going to see under our JavaScript. So over the web page, when we are showing anything, so this is our HTML. Our designing part is CSS, and JavaScript is we are manipulating over the DOM. So if our human body, so our bones are skeleton of our body, so it is our HTML for web page. Our skin, our body skin is comes under our CSS. So over the skin we apply some cream, or we will beautify to ourselves. So we call the designing part, and JavaScript is our brain, where we have to do anything with our body. So JavaScript will brain. So our brain will instruct to our body. So like JavaScript will instruct to our pages. So it is a fundamental of any web related technology. So we have to be we have to create HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So HTML is a one markup language. HTML is a one markup language. So just we have to write some tag. So it will executed over the browser. So hypertext, that means we have to define some text in the form of the tag, and just we have to write the tag and our page will be executed. So we will create any page and we can execute this page over the browser. So first, for writing HTML page, we have to our setup environment. So for current market, our front-end programming in backend programming, we are doing with some different ID. So in the front end, we have to use our Visual Studio Code. So we have to use our Visual Studio Code, our front-end programming. This is a one kind of ID, integrated development environment, and we have to install our Node.js. So Node.js will provide you platform for developing our web application, and Visual Studio Code is ID. So you can see this is my Visual Studio Code ID. So over the front end side, we will use this particularly ID, and our backend side we use our STS Spring Tool Suite. So for our backend system, we are going to use our Spring Tool Suite or IntelliJ, any ID we can use, but I am using this STS Spring Tool Suite. So you can go over the Google and you can download Visual Studio Code. So this ID will be there. You can download. So for our window, you will download and you will install. So you will see this ID. And one more software you have to be install Node.js. If you will install Node.js, so Node.js will give you environment for web application. So we can work any kind of framework, JavaScript framework related to our uh, like our Express.js, Next.js, but we don't have to use our Express.js or Next.js, because over the backend system we are going to use our Java related framework. So we don't have to bother. But for learning our JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Angular, we have to use our this particularly Node.js. So Node.js will provide you platform for development web related application. So install this Node.js. So we have to download this Node.js and we have to be installed. So our Node.js will be installed. So you have to go terminal. So you have to see our node -v. So there will be some version. So this is my version 29.0. That means my node will be installed. So node will provide you some platform for development. And one more thing we have to check npm. It will be installed indirectly with the node. So npm is a one kind of tool we call the node package manager. So there will be one version. So if we create any application, so we if required we are having some required of any dependency, so our npm will download those dependency. So in the Java we will look Maven. Similarly, in the our front end side, we are having npm. So if we using some third party API, third party library, then we have to install in our system. In this case, we will use this particular npm. So check your node and check your npm. So create the our download the Visual Studio Code, install the node, and you have to check your npm version and node version. So your uh, uh, particularly environment will be ready. So you can start our web development related technology. So just I have created one folder HTML PI common. So under this folder, I will create one page. But before that, this is my extension. So under the extension, you have to put live server. You have to put a live server. So one thing will be there. This is a live server. So click on that and install the live server. Install the live server. So this is a part of, this is a one kind of plugin. Lot of plugin will be there, but we have to use live server. So our application will be executed, front end application will be executed. So I just quickly show, I am creating one HTML page. So this is my first HTML page. So I am putting first HTML. So this is my HTML page. So the extension is a .html. I have saved my file with .html. So I will write some tag. This is my HTML tag. This is my HTML tag. So under the HTML, we are having two sections. One is a head section and one is our body section. So I will explain each and every tag. Just I am explaining about our live server, how live server is working. So this is my tag. Under the my HTML, there is a head tag. There is our body tag. So there is some meaning about our head tag. So inside the our body, I am putting one message under the one header. I am putting. So this is our first web page. So we have put on this message. So it is a HTML. HTML means a hypertext markup language. We are defining text. We are defining the text. So it is now, we are not doing a programming like Java. We are writing class. We are writing some logic. We are not writing anything over the HTML page. We will write, but under JavaScript. But this is just for showing. This is just a skeleton. So this is our HTML. So what we can do, so if we have installed live server, so we can see the output of this page over the browser. So my ID is already integrated with browser. So I will do right click on my page and I will click open live server. So my controller will go over the browser. So automatically it will be open. So you can see. So my page will be there. So you can see there is a some IP address is a my local IP address. There is a one port 5001 and my HTML page is open over the browser because our web related technology will work over the browser. So if we are creating any page, so it will work over the browser. So I just want to change the size. So because of my live server, you can see this page over the, you can see this is my browser. So I will change something here and it will be changed over the browser. So you can see, so I will write some another information. So I will save my page. So it will be executed over the browser. I will change our background color. So I will change red. So my page will be, so my page will be red. So I have changed my body under my body tag background color. So my page will be changed. I will change. So I am doing something in the my HTML page. So you can see there something is changing over the my page. We will add some more tag over there. So information will be created. We can create a paragraph. So this paragraph will be created. We can create some text. So this is my input text will be created. So there is a lot of tag we have to understand when we are creating our HTML page. If we are putting some radio button, so one radio button will be there. Text box will be there. I want to break my line, so my line will be break. So radio button will be there. So we can create anything as per our requirement. So we are creating some layout. So with the help of HTML, we can do something. So apart from that, we are having some more tag like div tag will be there. For our drop down, we are having a list tag will be there. So we can define some drop down. We can define order list, unordered list, a lot of tag we are going to see under our HTML. So with the help of HTML, we defined just a layout. So page will be static and just we will define. So this is my HTML. So under the our HTML page, we can define some text. We can define the our layout. So this is our head section. This is our body section. So under the our head section, what we have to do under the our head section, we are having some metadata of this page. Metadata of this page. Metadata means a data about data. So if I write the title, so I write the title. So my title is what? Our first page. So this is our first page. So you will see over the our tab. This is our browser tab. So you can see this is our first page. So if we are defining the title, so over the tab we can see our this will be our title. So it is some metadata information about this page. So we can define another title, and we are having some other tag like meta tag. So with the help of meta tag, we can define the our this page is SEO friendly. So SEO friendly means what? If you are searching something over the Google, like I am searching Java tutorial. So you will see there is a some website will be there. So I am searching Java tutorial. So some keyword will be there. We called SEO, search engine optimization. So our Google search will find some resources from the server side in backend side, whatever the Google search engine is working, we called ACO. So it will be identified by this particularly metadata. So under the HTML, we have to define some metadata like that, so that our website will be pop up website or a web application. So some keyword we have to put like a Java tutorial, or some content will be there. So this content will work for our search engine optimization. So our website will be pop up. So we have to write under the our metadata section. And apart from that, under the head, we can define our CSS. So for CSS, we are having tag style. So we can define our CSS part like under our H1. So I want to define my this particularly record header should be aqua color. So you will see my this color will be changed. So I have applied some CSS. So CSS, I already told you, CSS means what? Some design. So some designing related things comes under the our CSS. So I will change this color with uh, our red color. So you will see this is our first web page, color will be changed. So I have applied some CSS over the our particular tag. So it comes under the our style. So under our HTML we can define the layout. Under the layout we will define some paragraph, we will define some header, we will define some form. So if we are giving some input, so we will define some form. So if I want to change some color of the our header or form, so we have to apply CSS. So the style tag will be there. So if we are under the HTML, under the body tag, we have to define layout. Under the our head tag, we can define the style, we can define the title, we can define some meta related information. I will explain later, so that our page will be is a SEO friendly, search engine optimization. If anybody are searching, so you have to be put some keyword, so that your website will be pop up somewhere. So under the word search, your website should be there. So you have to write some SEO friendly related keyword under the our meta section. Apart from that, we are having our JavaScript tag. So one script tag will be there. If you are working as a full stack developer, so in the current market situation, your front end technology should be very strong, because they are expecting you are very much strong with front-end related technology, because backend related technology, we are writing the API, we are writing the code. So just we have to put effort only first time whenever we are developing new API. After that, some small issue bugs come. But a front-end related technology related requirement in the industry are changing frequently. Lot of work will be there over the front-end related technology. And for adding one button, for adding something, we have to put lot of effort, and you have to do lot of validation, lot of unit testing, because it is a bit tricky as compare backend related technology or framework. Backend side, we will do uh, uh, development only one time. After that, we have to fix the bug. But over the front end side, a lot of thing will be impacted. I will explain later. So gradually we will learn. So gradually we have to be strong. I will explain. I will explain how we have to debug. We have to see if in real time manner. So this is our tag. Under the style tag, we have to define our CSS part. Under the our script tag, we have to define our JavaScript related code. So currently what I am doing, I am just writing one simple code. I am defining one function. So in the JavaScript, we don't have class like Java. We don't have to compile. We have to write business logic directly. So I am creating one function. I am writing the business logic. A lot of thing inside the function. I will explain later when we will talk about the Java. I am just explaining our HTML. So under the HTML, I have created one function. My function name is F. So I have created one function, and I have just call this function. So you will see this function is called. I am getting this hi message. After that, this page is rendering. I will reloading the page. My message is hi. Then our page is loading. So our JavaScript related code is calling, and with the help of JavaScript code, something is happening. I have just pop up one message, alert a message. Hi. This is our first page. So I have just created a tag, few input tag, lot of tag over there. Just we have to understand. So you can see, I will reload my page. So this is my first page. So one alert statement is there. So our page is rendering. So under the JavaScript, we have written some logic. So we can return some logic. I want to put something. So console.log. So this is our first page. I am putting same statement. So like in the Java system out.println. So in the JavaScript, we want to see some data, our page data. So under the console, so you will see this is my console. Press F12. So you will see a lot of tab, welcome, element, console. So under the consoles, this will print over the console. So JavaScript, in the JavaScript, we write our business logic. Business logic will impacted over the page. I will explain later, but this will impact over the page. So what kind of impact and what kind of data will be there over the page? If I want to see state, I want to see state of the object. So everything over the web page is called one object is called DOM object. So DOM means a document object model. So under the our HTML, we will create the layout. We will apply some CSS over the layout. So everything will be considered over the browser in the form of object. So this is a one object. This particular header is one object. This particular I put on high this one object. This is a text is a one object. This checkbox is one object. This is our radio button is one object. This is my div section is one object. So I want to do something with my object, this particularly object which is called a DOM object. So I will use this particularly JavaScript programming. So with the help of JavaScript programming, I can manipulate the DOM object. I can do something with my DOM object. So with the help of this particular programming, I can do with my object. Currently, I have just put on some alert statement. So whenever my page is loaded over the browser, so I just quickly show my page will be there. So go to the source, and under the source you will see my first.html. So our page will come over the browser and it will be executed over the browser. So I have written in the my IDE, but I have installed my live server. That means what? My page is coming backend system. So currently for learning we are using live server, but it is a one kind of fake server you can say, but our page will come from some real server. So I will create application and we will put on some real server and our page will come from real server. So our page will be loaded over the browser. So this is my page. So you will see same data over the page. So this is my data. So under this data we have this is our body. This is our head section. Under the head section I have put on my script element. I can debug my program. So I have put on my debug point. I have already put on debug point in my backend programming under the Java. You have already seen. So when I reload my page, so my debug point will be there. Our execution will be stopped. So I will resume my debug point. So our alert message will be there and message will be printed under the console and you can see our page. So currently I have just used our JavaScripting for showing one alert message whenever our program is executing, one message is showing. Whenever our program is executing, our message is showing. So HTML are defining some layout, CSS defining design. If I change the design, so I don't want this particular color in front of my body. I want to see some image. So under the body, so we are having one tag. Just put this tag. So under the our CSS part, so we are having one JPG page. So I want first we have to download one JPG. So so you can download any JPG page. Our size should be big, otherwise it won't render. So we have to save our page. Under the download, we are saving. Copy this page and put it same location. Otherwise, our path won't be detected. So this is my location where my HTML file is there. So put this page in same location. So we can see this is my JPG page. So it should be there in our page. So my page name, first we have to edit. I have put on first JPG. So change the name. So I have applied this CSS is my body. So you can see in my body background. So the page will be there. So in the our background, this page will be there. Size is I think too high. So we can change the size. We have to apply some our CSS. So we will see later our CSS related thing. So just I have explained few. This is our tag. So under the HTML, we are having our head section and our body section. So under the HTML, we are having our this is our HTML tag. Under the our HTML, our file extension will be dot HTML or we can put dot HTML. So we can put both the extension and under our HTML, our head section will be there where we will define our metadata and our body will be there. So under the our body, we will define our page body. So our like paragraph or header or form or a footer, a lot of tag we are going to see under our body section. So under our head section, we can define our title. Title one tag will be there. Our meta one tag will be there. So under the meta, under our meta, we have to configure some SSO friendly related keyword or responsive page related things. I will show you. So you can see this is my page, but I want to see my page over the mobile. So how it looks under the mobile. So we can see. So there is a one tool. I open this page over Google Chrome. So you can see under the our left side. So if I open this page under the mobile, so it looks like that. I open my page under the browser, so it will be look like that. So we have to create our application like that. It should be open mobile. It should be open our browser. So we have to use tag. So our application would be a responsive page. So we have to do something with our HTML tag with CSS. So our look and feel will be adjust as per the our mobile, as per the our browser. So we have to define this thing under our CSS, under our meta. So under our meta tag is there, we can define the multiple things. We will see, and we can use our script where we will write our JavaScript code. We will use a style where we will write our styling related code. So when we want to beautify our body related section, so we have to use our style tag. So under the head, we define metadata. Under the body, we defined our website or web application related content. So our content will be show under the our body section, and our metadata means information about our content. What will be the title? What will be the our uh, JS script, JavaScript style. So you can see any website. If you are using Flipkart, you are using our W3 school. So you can see there is some title over there. So like Flipkart. So over the top, you can see some title. This is our Flipkart title. So this is some information over the title. Make my trip. There is some title over there. So it comes under the our metadata part. So if we are configuring something about our web pages, so we have to put under the our head tag. So we are few tags: title, meta, script, style. It comes under the our head and our content related things. So under the content, we will define our header. We will define our footer. We will define our some main page, our form. Under the form, we are having a lot of input, our text checkbox, radio button, our drop down related things, our division tag, span tag, lot of tag we are going to see under the our HTML. So our HTML will be a layout in a skeleton. CSS will help for designing our page, and our JavaScript will control over the HTML and over the CSS. So it will apply some logic. So we will see how we are applying the logic with the help of JavaScript. So while learning, we have to learn HTML and CSS together first. So we have to learn simultaneously, because without CSS we are not going to write HTML directly. So we have to learn simultaneously. We have to apply some CSS while learning the HTML. But after some time, when we are good with HTML and CSS, so we have to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript together. We have to create a few project with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. We have to create some mini project. So mini project, and after some time we will create a integration project. So integration project means what? We will interact our HTML, CSS, our JavaScript with integrate with our backend. So over the backend, we can use Servlet. We can use our Spring MVC, Spring REST API. So we have to integrate it with our backend system. So this system we can create, or we can use some fake API. So after some time we have to do integration. First we have to learn our designing part, our skeleton part. Then we have to work with JavaScript. Then we have to integrate with our backend system. But in the industry, over the front end side, we have to use Angular, and in the backend side, we have to use Spring Boot. This framework we are going to use in the industry level. We will integrate it with this Angular or React or Spring Boot. So first we have to strong with this part. Then after that we will integrate. So first we have to strong with our backend related technology and framework, and front end related technology and framework. After that we will put much effort over the integration, until unless we are not string with our core part. So we will face issue in the our real time project. So we have to be strong with our technology and framework. After that will be integrated. So first we understand the first HTML, CSS, JavaScript to create some application, some mini project. Similarly, we will create some our application and some mini project our backend side. After some time, we will integrate it about the technology. So we will work like as a full stack developer. But first, we have to be strong with our foundation, our fundamentals. So it is a something about our HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So from tomorrow we will learn first HTML, then we will apply CSS, and we will learn our JavaScript. So if you are good with this three web technologies, then we can see some Bootstrap part. We can see some our JQuery part. Then we have to work in Angular. So for learning the Angular, we have to strong with this technology. So we will see tomorrow. So we will see our HTML related tech first. Then we will apply CSS and JavaScript. In backend side, after the core Java, we will we will learn a servlet. So we will learn advanced programming. So how we are working in the real time. So we will see after the servlet. So we will meet same time 7:30 tomorrow. I will share the video. It comes under the front end related technology. Thank you.